Launching my new single in Paris, Jay Swanson, Austino'brien, Père Lachaise, the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, the Grand Guignol, Cooper. Some very important tips about traveling out of Paris to Charles de Gaulle. All these things and more in this video. Man, there's something about Paris that I just love. It's always had a draw on me since I was a kid, starting with the Lon Chaney movies of old, Phantom of the Opera and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And in the famous Monsters of Filmland magazine, Forrest J. Ackerman would always talk about the Grand Guignol and the horror stories and theater of Paris. And Paris was also a place where being a musician, a jazz musician, a dancer, an artist, a place where all of that was revered and not frowned upon. To say Paris inspired me be a mild way of putting it. It's great to be back, and here are the highlights of my stay this time in Paris. It's been quite the trip. I landed on Wednesday and I'm leaving now today on Friday. Wednesday night, I got an email while I was sitting in the hotel saying that I've been nominated for the Jazz Song of the Year from the Hollywood Independent Music Awards. So myself and Cindy Blackman Santana are up for that. She'll probably win it. And I hope to go to the show. I mean, if I can, I will go. That would be fantastic. I would love that. It's funny that in all the years I lived in Paris, I never came to La Coulée Verte before. And it's a great little walk. It's too bad it's not so sunny out today, though. But in any case, it's beautiful. So this is the thing that inspired the High Line in New York. It used to be part of the trains here in Paris, and now it's open just to let people walk along. Yesterday was fantastic. It started out with having a beautiful meal with Austin O'Brien and his friend Valerie. Fantastic food, just so much fun. Great time and nice to see them. He's got a jazz festival that's going to be on in the Batignolles area of Paris. Definitely keep your eyes open for it. It should be in June of 2025. Released my new single, Thump, which features Grammy Award-winning saxophonist Alan Villanueva, and of course, along with John Lawley, who's always with me. So, thank you, John.
Merci à Paris, dans le 17e arrondissement, pour fêter le lancement de la CD, single, streaming, toute façon, de M. Sonny Jr. Ici présent. Sonny, dis à tout le monde comment vous êtes aujourd'hui avec l'excitation de la sortie de votre disque.
Well, I'm extremely proud of this new record.
Good night, and we'll speak to you soon.
So, of course, the main event, and the reason that I came to Paris in the first place, was to meet Jay Swanson, his friends, and his patrons' celebration of getting his French citizenship. All his friends are fantastic, and his patrons are great people. I should have known, of course. The star of the show that night was Cooper, who was out there in all his glory, the cutest little dog you've ever seen, and a very, very good boy.
Sonny at the end of the table here is a musician, phenomenal, who has far more stories than we could probably even, I don't even know, an eighth of them. He already dropped a few bombshells tonight that I was like, wow, that's fascinating. But he made the theme song for my podcast and has sent some other music over the course of time. You should have to talk to Sonny before you leave tonight. Phenomenal human being, one of my longest running patrons. Very grateful to have him. He already has some guys.
Yeah. At the end of this little road, the International Visual Center, which used to be the great theater of the Grand Guignol, where a lot of the old horror and science fiction stuff started, but it still stands, and it's now the International Visual Theater. Finally, I got my jumbo from lunch after being here for 2 days. Kind of in my old backyard, Père Lachaise Cemetery, and someone very interesting right here. The original trickster did special effects in movies, Georges Méliès. And this is his grave in the Père Lachaise Cemetery. Just like I remember it. Miles of walking and the subway doesn't smell particularly good. Anyone remember this airport? It's been like this for a long time. I once met Pierre Trudeau in this airport. So I'm still here waiting for my final flight to Dublin instead of Cork because of missing the initial flight. A whole series of crazy circumstances. This is going to be something that people need to know flying out of Paris, especially for the Olympics. I wasn't able to buy an RER ticket. Between 500 and 700 people waiting on one machine. And then, of course, when I got to the airport, the passport cards don't work in Charles de Gaulle's machines. You're going to have to go to a human. And the lines at the humans are much longer. That's something you need to know. They better tell people before the Olympics because there's going to be a lot of people having problems. And the next issue, they really don't like camera gear. Normal camera gear, like a Canon camera and a few extra lenses, a tripod. You know, I didn't have anything crazy there. They didn't like it. It made me miss my flight. They opened the whole bag and took everything out. 2-day trip, so there wasn't much in it. But I mean, because it was a Peak Design bag, they had no idea how to open it. So I had to open it for them. They went through all the cables, all the batteries. I had no liquids or anything. I missed the first flight because of that. Booked another flight through Aer Lingus, and of course they're not at the same terminal, so I had to exit from the other terminal. And then when I got here, they opened the bag again, a second time. My sister asked me because I look like a crazy person, but I said to her, I look like an old man. All the youngsters dress more crazy than I do. It's something to know. So if anyone's traveling to France and you're trying to get to Charles de Gaulle, you have to make sure you get your RER tickets in advance, and also to make sure if you're going to travel with the credit card passport that you bring your full passport as well. Just stick it in your bag somewhere or something, because it was just a pain in the butt because you have to go to a line for a human with it. There is a shortage of food in Terminal 1, but look at all of this stuff. You got everything under the sun if you're a rich person. I guess it's McDonald's and Starbucks for me. Dinner. I had to go to this place. So some kind of hamburger. They don't have the apple pies anymore. Now on pieces of apple. I suppose that's better for you anyway. And an iced tea.